After 3 years, one long investigation into the scandal entangling Labor MP Craig Thomson and the Health Services Union is finally over. But another one is just beginning. Fair Work Australia has handed over its report to the Commonwealth prosecutor, bypassing 2 state police investigations. It contains claims of scores of illegalities, many of them potentially criminal. In a moment, I'll speak to the union's National Secretary, Cathy Jackson, who's at the centre of the long-running saga. But first, this report from Hayden Cooper.
3 years, 1,100 pages, and now it's over to the prosecutors. Craig Thomson's woes are far from over. This is where it all began 7 long years ago. Tiffany's brothel in Sydney's Surrey Hills. Just one of the establishments where Craig Thomson allegedly used his union credit card for personal purposes. At the time, he was the head of the Health Services Union. A few years later, his successors blew the whistle.
The HSU first became aware of the questionable financial transactions in May 2008.
The transactions were frequent and wide-ranging. Over a 5-year period, the union boss is accused of taking cash advances from the credit card totalling $100,000. In Parliament, the now MP's former life became fodder for his enemies.
Can the Prime Minister confirm that she still has full confidence in the member for Dobell?
The answer to the member's question is yes.
He always denied the claims, even when credit card statements revealed several payments to prostitutes. Phone records revealed several calls to brothels, and one establishment offered up a damning photocopy of a driver's licence.
It's quite unbelievable. It's incredulous to think that someone, as I said, broke into Craig's house, stole his wallet, stole his credit card, stole his phone, knew how to get onto his phone, drove down to Sydney. The thief, whoever it was, looked a lot like Craig, must have had the calligrapher's art because he had a signature a lot like Craig, had a transaction which we won't go into, then drove back up the Central Coast, broke back into the house, put everything back where he found it, and life went on. Now that's one story. The other story is he did it.
Fair Work Australia's report identifies 181 alleged contraventions of the Workplace Relations Act. 105 could lead to civil penalties. The rest could result in criminal prosecution. And it's not just directed at Craig Thomson. His ally and health union president, Michael Williamson, has also been accused of misusing union funds. Then there's the whistleblower Cathy Jackson, whose own past in the union has been under scrutiny.
You're married to Jeff Jackson! I'm not married to Jeff Jackson!
She's also likely to attract attention over her role in charge of the Victorian branch.
This report must be made public. The Prime Minister herself should demand that the report be made public.
And so this sorry saga lurches from one lengthy chapter to the next. Fair Work Australia will now consider taking action in the federal court. The Commonwealth DPP will launch a new investigation. New South Wales Police will push on with theirs, as will the Victorian authorities. And through all of this, Craig Thomson maintains his innocence.
Hayden Cooper with that report.